Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird, true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 457, written by blarblarr, Secrets of a Christmas Lost in Time. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that ever since I moved to Nevada, the weirdest things have been happening, but this is by far one of the most confusing things that's ever happened to me. Basically, I went back almost a week in time. I've been keeping a pretty good track of the dates this month because Christmas, obviously, but also because my baby is 5 months old on the 13th. Another reason is because my husband works on Christmas, so we were going to have it a few days early on my husband's next day off, which was supposed to be the 19th, but he worked an extra day. I've been busy with Christmas stuff, but I've still been checking the dates on the front of my iPhone. Last Thursday, after the 14th and 15th came and went, my husband got home from work and I checked the auto date on the front of my phone, and it was the 16th, and we both had a conversation about how we missed the 5-month mark and how this month is just flying by. My husband was scheduled to work 14 days straight after the 3rd to cover someone's vacation, which is also confusing because his coworker came back from vacation already, and it's already supposed to be my husband's day off. There is just no way it's the 13th today. I vividly remember it being past the 16th, and thinking it made perfect sense. Also, we had our Christmas celebration today. I've been planning it for weeks. I even remember ordering presents and looking at the dates, and everything said it would arrive the 14th to 16th, and everything arrived days ago. Also, we were considering transferring apartments on the 10th, and that was 100% a week ago at least. I thought today was the 19th or 20th, but it's Monday the 13th, and I'm so confused. When I checked the date this morning, I was genuinely baffled, and I'm kind of expecting someone to comment that my phone is wrong, but it goes so much beyond my phone. Case notes, file number 457. I know exactly what happened, 100%. You went back in time because the magic time dust that Santa Claus uses to pause time, so he has enough time to deliver gifts to billions of homes worldwide, somehow fell onto you. At least a little dusting must have. The good news? You don't have to deliver those presents yourself. It's still old Santa's job. The bad news? Disorientation and lack of milk and cookies. Case file number 458, written by Justice of the Unicorns, Secrets of Glitchy Technology and Amazon Magic. Yesterday, my beloved noise-canceling Sony WH-1000XM4 headphones started to have a high-pitched feedback squeal and clicking in my left ear cup. I have found people with the same issue and some possible solutions on Reddit, but none of them worked for me, so I ordered a new one on Amazon. And right after I did that, my headphones started to work normally again. I've been joking that you have to trick your headphones into thinking it's being replaced, and then it will get its act together. Then last night, I canceled the new headphones order since my headphones work now, and partly as an experiment to see if my old headphones would break again if I did that, and of course it did when I tried it again this morning. Clicking and then loud feedback screeches again. Then I turned it off, while it was still sitting on my head, ordered a new one again on Amazon, then turned the headphones back on, and of course it works normally now. Glitch in the Matrix? Or just massive coincidence? Or just high humidity in the room that is causing the issue with the noise-canceling microphone? Creepy file, written by Wolf Dream, Mystery of the 17-Mile Detour. In 2010, I was driving from New Orleans to Eugene, Oregon. It was just me, 24 female, and my 2-year-old pit bull in a 14-foot U-Haul truck with everything I own crammed into the back, a fancy flip phone, and my printout of MapQuest directions. I think the first smartphones actually came out around that time, but I didn't have one. Cell phone service was also much spottier, and there were long stretches through the desert where I had zero service for hundreds of miles. I was driving a lonely stretch of highway through central Texas when I realized I hadn't seen a town or exit for a very long time, and my giant U-Haul was really low on gas. Just when I'm starting to freak out and seriously run out of gas, I see a small town coming up. I pull into this town and it is tiny. I was so worried about other things that I never did pay attention to the name of the town, but there were only about 6 streets in the whole place. I gas up and I'm ready to get back on the road. Except I cannot for the life of me find my way back to the highway. I circle the town about 4 times and start getting so frustrated because this is such a tiny town. How can I not find my way out? I can literally see the highway, but I can't get to it. I return to the gas station to ask for directions. Now, when I got gas, I paid at the pump and never went in. When I enter for directions, there's a skinny, nondescript guy who has black hair hanging down in front of his eyes that looks like it could use a good wash. He's not particularly creepy, just a little rude. He never really met my eyes. He was looking down at a magazine. He gives me directions that don't sound right at all. He's telling me to take a road that will get me to the highway in about 17 miles. For a moment, I'm dumbfounded. Then I point out that I didn't drive that far to get from the highway into town, so why is it so far to get back to the highway? I can literally see it from the town. He is so casual, almost like I'm just an annoyance and can follow his directions or not. Why should he care? He gives me some explanation about the road curving around that doesn't really make sense. He still doesn't look at me, just whatever, I gave you your directions, and waved his hand in the direction of the door. When I got into the parking lot, my whole body started trembling violently, and my heart started racing, seemingly for no reason. I got into the truck, and as soon as I put the key into the ignition, I burst into tears. I had the most terrible feeling that no matter how nonchalant he acted, this man had bad intentions. I didn't know what, but I knew right then and there that there was no way I was going to follow his directions. Yet this was the only store in this little town, and short of knocking on doors, no thank you, there was no one else to ask for directions. I decided I didn't give a crap if this town seemed like something dropped out of the Twilight Zone. I was going to drive around until I found my own way out, even if it took all damn night. Then, a big red beater of a pickup truck, as much rust as metal, pulls up and disgorges the quintessential Texas man, huge, husky, and in flannel and work boots. Without even thinking about it, I jumped out of the truck and approached him quickly, yet warily. Looking into his eyes, I saw a kind human being, or at least I was hoping I did. I asked him if he could please give me directions to the highway. I told him I knew it was silly, but I just couldn't seem to find my way back. He looked concerned as I was visibly upset, so he made me laugh and then very cheerfully gave me directions for a hairpin curve turnoff right at the end of the small concrete tunnel I had passed several times. He said it often confused travelers because it was so hard to see. They needed to put up signs, etc. With a sinking feeling in my stomach, I asked him how far in miles was it back to the highway. He laughed and gave me a funny look. Miles, miss? I'd say it's a quarter mile at the most. You can see the highway right from here. At this point, I couldn't help it. I had to know, what happens if I drive? And I gave him the directions the man in the store had given me. The Texas man looked at me very intently and asked me how I knew about that route. It was pretty far out and usually only locals know about it. So I told him. He was quiet for a few minutes and then asked what the attendant looked like and if I had a map of the state. Nope, just my quest map, which wasn't very helpful in this situation. He goes to his truck and grabs a raggedy local map from his glove box. Spreading it out for me, he traces the route I described. The way the man from the gas station had told me to go led me away from town, away from the interstate, and led to seemingly the middle of nowhere. The Texas man told me that the road did go about 17 miles, right before it dead-ended in the desert. I asked him what was out there, and he told me that it was nothing but some junked cars and a few trailers and mobile homes, all owned by the same family. This family was known locally as troublemakers, meth heads, and alcoholics. And these were the nice things townspeople had to say about them. And the erstwhile clerk was part of this family and lived down that road. I'll never forget the look in Texas's eyes as he told me this. He also told me that I was smart to listen to my instincts, and he told me to be very careful traveling out there. I don't know if the man from the gas station wanted what was in the back of my U-Haul or what was in the driver's seat, but thankfully, I didn't have to find out. Oh, and I also learned that sometimes angels look like ruddy-haired Texans with scruffy faces and rusty pickup trucks. Thank you, random Texan stranger. You really saved my butt, and I will always remember you with tons of love. Sorry I didn't ask your name. You're forever Texas to me now.